This 45-minute module is aimed at providing strategies we can all use to support survivors in our communities. Information about our rights and options under Title IX if we experience sexual assault, dating violence, or stalking during our time at HSU. Information about mandated reporting on campus and confidential support resources.
In this module, we will be discussing the topics of sexual assault, dating violence, and stalking. For some of us, violence may be our own lived reality or those close to us. Please take the time and space you need throughout this module. We all deserve support. If you need survivor support during the program, simply click the support button below. You will be directed to information about support resources available to you, such as HSU's Campus Advocate Team.
So, to jump in, why this online module? The CSU is requiring all returning students to take this module to ensure that students know their rights and options if they experience harm during their college years, and to empower students to challenge the violence happening in their communities. At HSU, we created this module because we all deserve to move through space freely and not worry about sexual violence. Unfortunately, we don't quite live in that world yet, and students from across campuses and of all gender identities are experiencing harm. 1 in 5 will experience sexual violence during their college years. This is true for our campus. A 2013 study done at HSU showed the following. 22% of women, 11% of men, and 28% of trans students that were surveyed reported experiences of sexual assault. 26% of women, 18% of men, and 43% of trans students that were surveyed reported experiences and dynamics commonly found within intimate partner violence. 21% of women, 8% of men, and 32% of trans students that were surveyed reported experiencing stalking while at HSU. HSU students are working to bring these numbers drastically down and create a campus community that supports survivors and actively makes clear that violence is not acceptable in our communities. Title IX is a tool we can use to ensure our university is providing us with rights and options. Before we jump into the module, it is important to go over some definitions. First, consent. Throughout all our sexual interactions, consent must be present. Consent is a knowing, voluntary, and mutual decision among all participants to engage in sexual activity. Consent can be given by words or actions, as long as those words or actions create clear permission regarding willingness to engage in the sexual activity.
Here at HSU, we are working to raise the bar when it comes to consent. Consent equals the presence of a genuine yes. It means strong want and desire from all involved, as well as respecting and communicating desires and boundaries. If you are interested in engaging in a sexual activity with someone, it is your responsibility to make sure there is consent. We all show consent differently, so always check in with your partners.